Hello and welcome to the second Manor Park RFC podcast. My name is Bobby Bridge. I'm the fixture secretary and press officer for the club. And this is our weekly/fortnightly look at all things going on at the club on and off the pitch. Unfortunately, the first team didn't play at the weekend, so our last first team game was a fortnight ago. And it was a fantastic one. We defeated Upton on 47-17 at home in front of our own fans. And unfortunately, the second team didn't get out there on the pitch because Coventry Technical's late cry-off. But virtue of a walkover win, the second team maintained their position at the top of the Warwickshire 3 league table. But the second team did get out there on the pitch at the weekend just gone. Coventry Copswood gave us an offer of a friendly midweek, and it was taken. Unfortunately, the team captained by Matt Quick on Saturday were defeated 14-9, but it gave plenty of lads, 20 in total, a chance to get some game time ahead of this weekend's double-header with local rivals Bedworth. The first team travel the short distance down the A444 to Smarts Road to face Bedworth, a 3 o'clock kickoff, and the second team are at home against the same opposition and the same kickoff time. But firstly, we are going to look back a fortnight to the 47-17 home win over Upton on 7, and one of the stars in that performance joins me today, Joe Graham. He weighed in with 2 tries in that game, playing in the unfamiliar position of centre. But Joe, the general consensus was it was a great performance, but perhaps the first team left a couple of tries out there on the pitch. What was your take on events, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a step up back to the sort of rugby we were playing last season. Towards the end of last season, a lot of good support play, everyone just playing as a team at pace, and it really was just a return back to form after the first couple of opening games. We've just been slowly getting ourselves together, and really this is when it all started clicking. So really good performance. As I said, maybe a couple of tries that we could have buried away, but looking to put those right on Saturday.
Was it nice to get one over perhaps on Upton, the only team to beat as competitive last year? It was a tough defeat away at there, but it was a very different game out there a fortnight ago, wasn't it? It's quite an open game. We dominated up front, and yourself in the centres. How did you enjoy that experience?
Yeah, definitely. It was different. Body was definitely aching a lot more on Sunday than I'm used to playing on the wing. Had to put a few more tackles in and that. But yeah, definitely felt good to play there. Definitely good experience. And it was good to get one over on Upton. Especially the start of the game, we got a try. They come back within the first 5 minutes, got another one back. And then we held out. We had about 10 minutes of pressure, and it really seemed like we were going to be in for a real long, hard day. Another close battle like we did last season away at Upton. But then we just seemed to step up a gear, and probably then another gear after that. And really, boys, everybody just put in a massive team performance and stepped up.
One of the key performers in that victory against Upton on 7 was Chris Morwood. He weighed in with a try and 6 conversions out of 7 to really push that score on and make it an emphatic win. Chris stepped up from the second team, which he starred for towards the back 4 or 5 months of last season. So, Joe, you played with him on Saturday. How would you assess his performance?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, I played with Chris back at school, both the same age group. So we've played. I remember he always was a good player back then, but he was also great at football. So took to football. So it was always kind of a shame that he did go away from rugby. But to have him back, he's slotted in straight away. Really, his goal kicking is fantastic, and he's picking up a lot from first team players. I think really it's benefiting him playing in the first team. He's playing with a lot of players who've got experience, who can guide him and point him in the right direction. And that's just showing from game to game. He's just boosting with confidence. The odd little mistakes, but everybody makes those mistakes. But the little things that he's learning from, he's taking on board, and he is really progressing. Is great to have in the team. Fills you with confidence.
It must be nice as well when you score a try as a team that more often than not it's going to be 7, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. No matter, he seems to be able to slot in from wherever. So if we are pinging him in out wide, he's generally slotting them over. So it's definitely a boost.
Now, we had a moan last time we did one of these, but Stephen Ballard in that particular game, he did something that was pretty special, wasn't it, for a hooker? Intercept, was it about 30 metres out, should we say?
30 metres out, and then just powered and powered and powered.
What was your view? Where were you about on the pitch when that was scored?
I was a good few metres behind him. I was probably back on the halfway back then, because the play was over on the right, I think. So I was stood out in the centres towards the left. And then we started, as soon as we saw him make the break, we started running up, me and Creaney in the centres up with him. But he didn't need anyone. He just went. Pace of a winger, brute force of a prop, and that was it. There was no stopping him. I'm surprised he didn't end up going through the fences at the end of the pitch.
And just finally, yourself with your 2 tries as well. I know you obviously had a big game in defence, but you must be pleased the way those tries came about as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's great. Gotta love scoring tries. Definitely want to try and be up there with the top try scorer again this season. That's another goal for me. So to get another 2 on the board was great. Bit disappointed I didn't get a third, so that's my goal for this week against Bedworth.
Very nice. Okay, it moves me on to Cole Lester. Now I had the pleasure of playing with you. You were very close at my bottom on Saturday. Was that nice?
Well, it was lovely.
Thank you very much.
Lovely bottom.
Now, obviously, we had the disappointment when the first team were playing Upton of not getting a game out, which is kind of the theme of last season, unfortunately, and we didn't manage to get a game out. But we did play on Saturday. Obviously, it was a 14-9 defeat, but as we said at the end, plenty of positives. I mean, what was your take on the game, Carl?
Mainly, it was sort of the opposite to last season. We used to score tries for fun last season, but then concede a lot as well. Whereas this time, we weren't quite making the line breaks that we needed, but our defensive work was really, really strong and positive. Coxwood, being a few leagues above us, they really struggled to break us down. So it was really positive on the defensive side, and the fact we were in touch of winning the game, for a team so far ahead of us in league status wise, it was a real positive for the club.
Now, Carl, just touching on your playing career, you've been with the club for 2 or 3 seasons now, and you're becoming a second team regular, especially in that second row engine room alongside fellow comparative newcomer to the game, Craig Morris. Craig's played a little bit of first team rugby there, but his bread and butter seems to be the second team as he learns his graft. How would you assess that particular partnership?
It's good to play with somebody regularly and to have confidence in your partner. Seasons before, you never knew who you were playing with. You didn't know how they were going to act in the scrum, outside when the ball was in play, at the line-outs. You never knew what they were going to do. When you're with somebody, you play with them games back-to-back, you start to get a feel for them. Same with people like Josh, when I played with him a few times. We got a good partnership going, but again, he moved out to the centres, so we had a change there. People like Wicket is a great player, and he's gone back up into the first, which is well deserved. It's nice to have Etty back, great experience, and he's a good, strong player, and it's great to play with all these guys. But Craig he's come in and he's hit the ground running, and to be fair, it takes a lot to stop him when he does get running as well.
And it must be nice to see players like you say, like Wiki, like Etty. He's obviously done a bit in the first team. Chris Morwood being the standout player, Steve Bates. There's players, a lot of players have played second team rugby that are integrating between the 1s and 2s. And I know we have jokes about the cannon fodder and that side of things, but barring a few pools of players that would pretty much just play 1s, pretty much play 2s, me and you probably being among the 2s ones.
Yeah,
it must be nice it's nice to have that in the team, isn't it? Seeing integration.
It just shows the quality of the club at the moment. The strength of the club at the minute is phenomenal. It's the best I've seen it since I've been here, in the 3 years I've been here now. So the fact you've got players that actually could do a great job in the first team, playing in the seconds and doing well in the seconds, and not just playing well themselves, but making others play well, and playing with people who aren't experienced like myself, and bringing them on, and you can see the results. Mm-hmm. You can see the results in a second. There's a reason we're top of the league.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Joe, just had a good session out there, training, building up for this game on Saturday. I mean, you see it on TV when there's big games, big derbies, that type of thing. People kind of talk it down. But did you play against them last time round? We're at this level, or
no? I wasn't back. I was still away then.
Yeah. So I wasn't at them either. But obviously, there's 2 defeats. I think the second one was obviously a bit more palatable than the previous. But how much do you think league tables really matter for a game like this? Is it even a consideration? They're not in particularly good form.
No, it doesn't matter at all, is it? It's at the end of the day, it's a derby. It's a bit like playing Atherstone last year. Doesn't matter, everyone's up for it, they're going to be up for it, we're going to be up for it, and it's just going to come down to 3 o'clock on Saturday, who wants it more. We all just got to fight for it.
And we've all heard the kind of bits and bobs online from our Facebook group about the availability. That's always nice to hear as well, isn't it? It seems like everybody wants to get on that pitch, and that means it drives up standards.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody wants to play, and we've got such a strong second team this year as well. And those people who are coming up into the first team, it's just pushing the first team harder and further as well. So it's great to just have two big squads together, everybody available, everybody wants to play Bedworth, everybody wants to play the derbies. So yeah, it's fantastic, it's exciting.
And you put your hand up at the AGM this year for one of the roles to be one of the social secretaries, and obviously after the game a couple of weeks ago, we had a very successful Mexican night. This time we're adopting the toga theme. What we got in store, much of the same, or what do you expect?
Yeah, just much of the same. Just another fantastic Manor Park social. Everybody knows what they're about. You know, we all just get down the club, everyone have a great laugh. As you say, toga party, one of the most simple things, you just need a bed sheet. So it's all you need to get involved. Even if you don't have a bed sheet, just come on down. It's just going to be another fantastic night. Everyone was talking about Mexican night for a good few weeks after. It's just going to be more of the same again, just both squads together, the extended Manor Park family, those who aren't playing but come down to support us week in, week out. Everybody here in the clubhouse, rocking it.
Well, that brings the second Manor Park RFC podcast to its end. Joe, good luck with the first team on Saturday. Carl, good luck with the second team. We hope to see plenty of you down watching one of the games, whether it be the second team at the Griffin Coton, 3 o'clock kickoff, or the first team away at Smarts Road, and again, that's a 3 o'clock kickoff. The club social really will be kicking off in earnest once the first team lads are back from that game against Bedworth. Everyone's welcome to come, partners, family members, former players, you're all welcome. We have plenty along to the last one. We hope to see all the same faces from that day and hopefully some more as well. Please stay in touch with the club. Our website is www.mprfc.co.uk. If you go on there, you'll find the link to the previous podcast that we did a couple of weeks ago. But you can also find us on Twitter at Manor Park RFC1 and on Instagram, which is at Manor Park RFC. So thanks for listening and please stay in touch with the club.